U.S. farmers currently caught in the middle of a trade dispute between the Trump administration and China are also facing one of the most erratic years of weather variations, leaving many fields unplanted. Although prices for U.S. corn and soybeans have stabilized despite the weather, new tariffs imposed by China and the uncertain fate of the U.S. Canada-Mexico trade agreement is creating a perfect storm in a season already filled with uncertainty for farmers. VOA's Kane Faribault reports from Colfax, Illinois.
Illinois farmer Megan Dwyer's outlook this spring was dire.
We were probably 15% prevent plant that we weren't able to put a cash crop in.
But today the sun is shining on the crops Dwyer could plant, more than she needs.
We went from too much rain to we hardly got a drop the entire month of July.
We've had a little bit of a flash drought through this area. Here we haven't had 2 inches in a month.
Reed Thompson had better luck this year, getting all of his crops planted in time, despite less than ideal prices.
When we started planting, the corn price went down to $3, $3.20. Beans were almost under $8.
That's down from over $10 just a year ago, a dip Thompson attributes mostly to Chinese tariffs. While weather is the great variable farmers cannot control, the arrival of storm clouds over Thompson's farm is providing temporary relief.
And so we kind of went from nothing to something.
And hope. But the political winds that determine trade policy are blowing even darker clouds over U.S. farmers.
When you're faced with that situation and production risk is becoming real and then your trade opportunities and your buyers are going away, it's very frustrating.
Our farmers are kind of in the dumps right now.
But Illinois Farm Bureau senior economist Mike Doherty says there is a silver lining.
There were purchases just in the last 2 days of soybeans by the Chinese.
But with China's continued threats to boycott U.S. soybeans, a swine flu ravaging China's pig population, which is dependent on soybeans for protein, and erratic weather, Doherty says it's a perfect storm of hardship for American farmers.
No matter where you drive, you run into fields with stunted corn and stunted soybeans, and they cannot possibly yield great if we have an early frost or other things that happen over the course of this year, this crop year. Those yields are even going to go down further.
Which is Dwyer's big concern. How much of her planted crops can she salvage before the first frost arrives?
We're still a little nervous on if it's actually going to hit maturity before we see a freeze.
She hopes trade relations with China warms by then. So if the weather doesn't cooperate, a strong market exists for the product farmers are ultimately able to harvest.